right, who's asking or who's talking?
Well, I mean, you want to...
You just want to give me an overview? Or?
You want to look at me?
Okay.
That way,
it's kind of between the three cameras.
Okay. So can you just... I'm going to get set up. Can you do us a favor and spell your first and last name?
Sure. It's Chris, C-H-R-I-S, Barron, B-A-R-R-O-N, the Executive Director with the State Firemen's and Fire Marshals Association.
And can you tell me what took place here this afternoon?
So what took place this morning is a memorial service to honor fallen firefighters who died in the line of duty and those who died in non-line of duty events. We honored 19 different firefighters who died in the line of duty from this time last year until today. And those included the West firefighters, the Houston firefighters, the 2 Bryan firefighters that died in the line of duty, including over 100 different firefighters from around the state of Texas that died while off duty or in some other fashion.
And this year's kind of been a bad year.
It has been a very bad year for Texas. We've had 19 line of duty deaths already this year, when normally we have about 6 line of duty deaths for the whole entire year. It's a year unlike any others that we have seen so far. So, you know, several tragic events like the Bryan incident and the Houston firefighter incident and also the West incident has really increased our numbers of line of duty deaths for the entire year. And we're hoping to put a stop to that trend by, you know, increasing the safety and training for firefighters. And that's why we're holding our annual conference this year in the Woodlands. And this is an annual tradition that we train firefighters on the latest safety and the latest type of techniques used to help put fires out and also save lives and property.
Chris, let me kind of ask on that safety aspect right there.
Yes, sir.
You look at firefighters 40 years ago, a lot less equipment, a lot less loss of life.
Yes, sir.
We didn't have the flashovers. We didn't have the intensity of the fires. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, it's a different world and different environment, no doubt. You know, we have more type of events, WMD, weapons of mass destruction, hazmat incidents. Things such as that has really taken a different aspect of firefighting and rescue techniques. And so we've got to be able to make sure our firefighters are trained to the highest levels and national standard trends, National Fire Protection Association standards that they're meeting and exceeding, and we have to all, you know, every single year, okay, what is the latest issues affecting the fire service and emergency services, and how do we go about training our firefighters to make sure they're keeping lives and property safe, they're keeping themselves safe, and they're in top condition to save others.
What I was trying to get at, 40 years ago, we didn't have all this plastics, we didn't have a lot of carpets like that, we didn't have the combustibles in our house. Kind of talk about that a little bit. How back then, how it was compared to now as far as the intensity of the fires?
Yeah, I understand. Okay, so you know, we have all sorts of different types of plastic materials and things that help us make life a lot easier. But what people don't oftentimes realize is that type of stuff catching on fire creates all sorts of toxic fumes that are now become a hazardous type of materials to our health and safety. And so what we have to do as firefighters is make sure we are keeping in the latest protective clothing and self-contained breathing apparatus. So, you know, things that we take for granted, the plastics, you know, the metals that are included in like cell phones, something as simple as that oftentimes burn and give off these toxic fumes. And we have to better train ourselves to make sure that we're protecting against those new type of technologies being brought into the homes and environment that, you know, we're keeping track of those things.
What about the intensity of the fires?
Yeah, the intensity of fires is certainly something that has bothered us for a while, and they are getting more intense. You look at the recent events in West, the explosions, you know, they went there to put out a simple fire, and next thing you know, the whole plant exploded. 2 explosions actually, and something that we didn't really account for, that this is a possibility. So we have to look at businesses and what they're putting in these businesses and warehouse and prepare for that. You know, whether it is some type of chemicals or other type of products that can, you know, create a secondary event type of thing.
How important is conferences like this for that kind of situation, that kind of training that you guys are talking about?
Very important, because we've got to make sure that firefighters are prepared for various type of events. And so for our conference here in the Woodlands, we've got multiple tracks of training. We've got training in leadership and then training in tactical events, firefighting type of specific, whether it's clandestine labs, which is one of our training events where, you know, people who are making drugs and selling this stuff as, you know, illegal. And we've got to be prepared to that, to go into these clandestine meth labs and prepare for those type of events. So we've got training specific to that type of environment.
And what's that conference called?
This is the State Firemen and Fire Marshal Association annual conference and training convention, and it's our 137th. So we've been doing it a few years now, 137 years actually.
And when will that take place?
It's right now.
Oh, it's
So
right now.
what's going to happen is after our memorial service today, starting tomorrow, actually starting this afternoon, we'll start doing general sessions on training. We'll be hearing from state leaders such as the State Fire Marshal. The director of the largest fire school in the world will be here, and that'll take place starting this afternoon. Starting tomorrow, we'll start actual specific training that 7 different tracks of training, whether it's EMS or leadership or firefighting techniques. That'll all begin tomorrow for the next 2 days, and then we'll conclude on Wednesday with another general session that we'll hear from other state leaders.
Now, when does the A&M start? Next month, is that? With the
Annual Fire School starts next month in July. Last week in July, there's 3 weeks back-to-back of fire school, and that's Spanish Fire School, an industrial fire school, and then the municipal fire school for all of our firefighters.
It's live burns on those.
Live burns, rescues, disaster city, it's all there.
State Firemen and Fire Marshals Association of Texas Training Conference and Convention. Please silence all your communication devices at this time. Remain standing. Please remain standing for the presentation of the colors.
last year. Father, we lost 18 brothers and sisters in this state this year who willingly gave their life in time to save others. Your word says, greater love is no one than this, that lay down their life for others. Truly, we love the greatest love. Direct us and guide us now. As we enter into this ceremony and throughout the week, we conduct business for the rest of the day. In Christ's name, I pray. Amen.
Resolution. Whereas we desire to remember before God our fellow firefighters who departed this life, and whereas we desire to express our sorrow to their bereaved families. Therefore be it resolved that unto God's gracious mercy and protection we commend the souls of the faithfully departed. We feel the loss of those who have given themselves unselfishly in the service of others. Each white flower placed upon the memorial cross will be our hallowed tribute to each departed member, and each blue flower placed upon the memorial cross will be our hallowed tribute to each State Firemen's and Fire Marshal Association past present, and each maroon flower placed upon the memorial cross will be our hallowed tribute to each State Firemen's and Fire Marshal Association Executive Board member, and each red flower placed upon the memorial cross will be our hallowed tribute to each departed member who died in the line of duty. Each pink flower placed upon the memorial cross will be our hallowed tribute to each departed auxiliary member, and each yellow flower placed upon the memorial cross will be our hallowed tribute to each cross will be our hallowed tribute to each Texas Firemen's Auxiliary Executive Board member. Each chief or representative of each department that has lost one of its members, please accept a flower from the memorial cross to be presented in turn to the bereaved. The memorial cross will be placed on the memorial at the Montgomery County Fairgrounds. And a copy of this resolution will be printed in 1997. David Wade, SFF Chilada, TFA immediate. Mr. Chairman, I move that this resolution be adopted.
Do I have a second? All those in favor say aye. All opposed say no.
Worse work environment than ever before. We're forced to continually change our strategies and tactics to accomplish our task. Our methods may change, but our goal remains the same as they were in the past: to save lives, to protect property, and sometimes at a terrible cost. This is what we do. This is our chosen profession. This is a firefighter. The fire service today is ever-changing, but steeped in traditions 200 years old. One such tradition is the sounding of a bell. In the past, as firefighters began their tour of duties, it was the bell that sounded at the beginning of that day's shift. Throughout the day and each night, an alarm was sounded by a bell that summoned those brave souls to fight fires and place their lives in jeopardy for the good of their fellow citizens. When the fire was out and the alarm had come to an end, it was the bell that signaled to all the completion of that call. When a firefighter had died in the line of duty, paying the supreme sacrifice, it was the mournful toll of the bell that solemnly announced a comrade's passing. We utilize these traditions as symbols which reflect honor and respect to those who have gone on to give us so much and have served so well. To symbolize the devotion of those brave souls had for their duty, a single toll represented the end of our comrades' duties that day to be returning to quarters. So, to those who have selflessly given their lives for the good of their fellow man, their task completed, their duties well done. To our comrades, the last alarm, they've gone home.
We pause today to remember those members who gave the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. State Firemen's and Fire Marshals Association pays tribute to these American heroes, what we say. In 1987, in Pampa, Texas, to Martin Dane and Renee McCullough Chapman. He moved to Hillsborough in 2003. He discovered his passion, which began when he became a member, proceeded to work towards becoming an emergency medical technician. He had passed his skills test and was near the end of his training. Jerry was known for his passion and for helping others. His willing and giving spirit was a fit for the career he had chosen to pursue as a firefighter and EMT. He was always on call, whether as a firefighter or a friend, and dying doing what he loved to do by serving and protecting others. Cyrus Reed, April 17, 2013. Captain Cyrus Adam Reed, 29, of Houston, passed away Wednesday, April 17, 2013 in West. Cyrus was born February 11, 1984 in Houston, to Mark Andrew and Lucy Ann Brown Reed. Cyrus lived his life with an infectious smile, a giant heart, overall class clown, and a dedication to honor of which he would not compromise. He was a member of the Abbott Volunteer Fire Department, Bynum Volunteer Fire Department, West Ambulance, a former member of the Elmont Volunteer Fire Department, affiliated with the Community Volunteer Fire Department in Ely, Texas, and was also an Eagle Scout in Troop 1110. Cyrus was lost in the line of duty as he attempted to control a catastrophe fire in West Texas on the evening of Wednesday, April 17th. He was completing his last night of EMT basic training when the call was received to assist. He then responded from the classroom to the scene to assist other response personnel in controlling the incident. The Cedar Volunteer Fire Department. Captain Neil Smith, a 5-year member of the department, lost his life as a result of injuries he sustained on the fire training field in Beaumont. Smith certainly had a passion for firefighting, and more so a passion for training. Captain Smith quickly rose through the leadership ranks within the department, most notably known for his passion for training. Captain Smith was always working on inspiring others to train to the best they could be. A true volunteer, Captain Smith was a constant within the department. He was always there to pick up the slack and always willing to be on duty when the department was in need. Bruceville, Eddie Fire Department. Kevin Sanders, April 17, 2013. Kevin William Sanders, 33, a teacher, was known for his love of all things related to Superman. He and his wife, Sarah, named their son Reed after actor Christopher Reeve, who plays a superhero in the movies. Sanders grew up in the Chicago suburb of Forest Hills, Illinois, and graduated from the University of Illinois with a bachelor's degree in animal science in 2001. He taught veterinary technician training at McAllen Community College in Waco. Sanders was a volunteer firefighter with the Bruceville Eddie Volunteer Fire Department in the West and was taking EMS class in the West when the plant caught fire. Blue Bonnet Volunteer Fire Department, Assistant Chief David Thomas. David David Allen Fox, 48, of Cedar Creek, passed away on Wednesday, February the 20th, 2013. David was Assistant Fire Chief for Blue Bonnet Volunteer Fire Department in Gratiot County, ESD-1, and was active in several other community service organizations. He received 2 Medals of Valor for life-saving actions in the fire service. Bryan Fire Department. Eric Wallace, February 16, 2013. Eric D. Wallace, 36, of Marline, passed away February the 16th, 2003. Eric was born June 24th, 1976 in Washington, D.C. to Franklin and Sharon Lynn Lori Wallace. He loved his job as a firefighter and paramedic. He was a 13-year veteran and was honored in 2010 by the 100 Club for bravery in the 2009 fire. Eric was a member of the Men's Civic Association, marginalized number 152 AF and AM, International Association of Firefighters, local number 1203, and the First Baptist Church. Gregory Pickard, 54, was born on February the 4th, 1959 in Blooming, Oklahoma, and was the second of 4 children born to Robert and Carla Pickard. Greg married Susie, the love of his life, and at the age of 17, was married for 32 years. Greg was a former member of the Texas Task Force 1 and an original member of the Bryan Fire Department Rescue Team, became Bryan Fire Department USAR Team Manager. Greg was instrumental in establishing many of Bryan Fire Department firefighting operations. He served as a mentor to many of his 32 years of service. Dallas Fire Rescue Department. Kenneth Lucky Harris Jr. Kenneth Harris, 52, a captain in the Dallas Fire Department, died in the explosion at the West Fertilizer Company in West Texas. Harris was off duty at the time of the explosion and responded in order to help. Lucky was born November 21st, 1960 on Toledo. Stanley Wilson, May 20th, 2013. Stanley Wilson, 51-year-old veteran firefighter. The principal upcoming man who was a devout Christian and a dedicated husband and father. Those who knew him professionally admired his dedication to his job and his unfailing loyalty. Houston Fire Department. Robert Barbee. Robert Ryan Barbee was born in Corpus Christi, Texas on January the 14th, 1972 and passed away May 31st, 2013 in Houston, Texas. Doing what he loved best, dedicated to his family and friends, he honorably served the Houston Fire Department for 11 years and served Jersey Village Fire Department. Robert Gardner. Robert Herman Gardner IV was born on April 14, 1984 in Port Arthur to Robert Herman Gardner III and Sadie Green. In 2003, Robert joined the United States Air Force and he was proud to serve for 6 years, completing 2 years of Iraq fighting for his country. Matthew Renaud. Captain EMT Matthew Renaud 35 of Houston, passed away on Friday, May 31st. He was born in Houston on July 2nd, 1977, to Xavier David Bernard and Barbara Rocha Perez. Matthew loved the Houston Fire Department and loved being a fireman. He was assigned to numerous stations during his career, but always called Station 51 his home. Ann Sullivan, May 31st, 2013. Ann McCormick Sullivan, age 24, of Sugar Land, passed away Friday, May 31st, 2013. She was born December 4th, 1988 in Houston, to Jack and Mary Moore Sullivan. Ann was a truly exceptional young woman. She graduated from Dulles High School, where she was honored as Athlete of the Year. At age 17, she decided to become a firefighter, and nothing was going to stop her. Her determination and perseverance to overcome obstacles to achieve that goal was remarkable. She bravely died in the line of duty doing what she meant to do. League City Fire Department. Donald Myers, March 6, 2013. Donald Myers, 63, League City Volunteer Fire Department cadet, died in an area hospital following a training exercise Wednesday, March 6, 2013. He was cooling down after the training exercise at the League City Volunteer Fire Department training facility when he experienced a medical event. The Laurel Mills Fire Department. Perry Calvin. April 17, 2013. Perry Calvin died responding to the fire at the West Fertilizer Plant. Perry, a husband and father of 2 boys ages 9 and 2, was looking forward to his wife having a new baby around Thanksgiving. He was a volunteer firefighter at the Laurel Mills and Martin's Fire Department and was attending EMS classes in West. He also was a student at the Hill County Fire College. West Volunteer Fire Department. Morris Bridges, April 17, 2013. Bridges, 41, had been with West Volunteer Fire Department for 3 years. His wife said word that he left home to fight the fertilizer plant fire, for telling his infant son that he loved him and he'd be right back. Bridges grew up in Dallas, but lived in West. He loved to ride motorcycles and go fishing and camping. Cody Ragu, April 17, 2013. Cody Frank Ragu, 50, a member of the West Volunteer Fire Department, worked at the fertilizer plant. He was one of the first responders killed in the explosion. Bradley was born in Billings, Montana, and graduated from Montana State University with a degree in agriculture. He enjoyed hunting, fishing, cooking, watching NASCAR, and being with his family and friends. Jimmy Matus, April 17, 2013. Jimmy Matus, 52, died in the explosion at West Fertilizer Company in West Texas while responding to the fire that caused the explosion. He was a sales manager at West Texas Welding and Fire Apparatus, a company that builds fire trucks. For the past 40 years, he worked at that company, and for the last half of that time, he managed all aspects of the business. Joseph Krzyzewski, April 17, 2013. Joey Krzyzewski, 29, a volunteer firefighter was killed in West Texas last. He was a very caring person, always ready to help, a very devout Catholic. Krzyzewski has been town secretary since 2009 and has worked as a personal property appraiser for Montgomery County Appraisal District. He was a member of St. Mary's Catholic Church of the Assumption, where he started the youth ministry and was the director for 2 years for Catholic Brothers and Sisters United Youth Ministry. Douglas Snookhouse, April 17, 2013. Doug J. Snookhouse, 50, a West volunteer firefighter, died in an explosion at West Fertilizer Company in West Texas. Douglas had been a firefighter with the West Fire Department for more than 15 years. He and his brother Robert were among the first responders killed in the blast. Robert Snookhouse, April 17, 2013. Robert Snookhouse, 48, a West volunteer firefighter, died in the explosion at the West Fertilizer Company in West Texas, along with his brother Doug. Born in 1964 at Hillsborough, Robert graduated from West High School in 1982 and received an associate degree from Texas State.
Who's that guy up on the stand, or that stool, or whatever down there? That chair. Chronicle. Here it came.
Where he was project manager. He worked there for 20 years.
Hey, about got that camera around him. They had about 3 of us.
Buck Upmore, West Volunteer Fire, Greenwood, Slidell Volunteer Fire, September the 10th, 2009. 13. Ingleside, Richard Wayne Bowen, 2012. Lake Jackson, Michael Christopher, Lumberton Fire and EMS, Aiden Stark, January the 19th, 12. Mauriceville, Chief Arthur T. Hickey, September the 13th, 2012.
That's what cause you love. And know that the kingdom of heaven is. As we prepare to dismiss today, they sounded the beginnings of shifts, they sounded the ending of shifts, they sounded when alarms were coming in, they sounded what you had done and when you were done with the shift. And when we're called to duty, we know things can happen. And when a firefighter was lost in the line of duty, there was another signal that was sounded. It was sounded by the ringing of a bell. It's called Signal 555, announcing that that firefighter's tour of duty was over, that they were back in the station, that they were out of service, and that they had gone home. So now, if you would, let us honor those who have gone before us today with that final signal 555, that they have gone home.